looks like we're gonna get a lot of public comment tonight, so. So get gear up.
Settle down.
Look what I have to deal with. He was like, this is good. I don't have to eat too much.
Sweet.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I'm fine wearing it.
My mom is watching?
Yeah, I've just gotten so used to wearing my mask that I just think it's part of my uniform. Yeah, I was just saying, you know, in our salon, it's optional, but most everybody's been still wearing it just to be on the safe side, you know.
I always
I don't know
wear it.
where
I
this
wear
pro
it
temp
like in the
came from,
stores.
but that's not the
Yeah.
Like if I
Teacher
know
pro
somebody
temp.
wants me to go into their house and I go.
So I
there,
thought I
very well.
fixed it, but
Like
apparently I
soft
didn't.
animals, but I also.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, did we lose another commissioner?
No, Bart's attending virtually.
Oh, virtually. Awesome.
Yes. He's here. Oh, I guess. No. Yep. Give it a second.
So you're gonna be our chairman tonight?
If that's what you guys decide.
Yay, okay.
I figured it was unanimous.
Didn't really have a choice.
I mean, there's always a choice.
Well, yeah, there's always a choice, but I elect you.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. We don't have a chair or a vice chair today, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. The first order of business that we need to do tonight is elect a chair pro tem. So do we have a motion to designate somebody as chair pro tem tonight? I can't make it.
One of you do it.
Go ahead, Colleen.
Okay. I was gonna elect you.
Oh, no.
No, you can elect me. We just have to make a motion to
Right, we
Yeah.
need a
elect
motion.
somebody.
Oh, okay, I make
But
a
I-
motion
okay.
to
Nominate Zach.
Zach.
Garrett, do we need to second that and roll call vote it?
I'm assuming because this is not one of the ones that's specifically called out as a non-roll call that we need to.
Do we get a second?
Second, I second that motion.
Kate, roll call vote, please.
Yes. Okay. Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Smallwood.
Yes. Is this working?
Okay, your meeting.
Okay. So we will just move along to roll call, I guess. So,
Pledge of allegiance.
okay. All right. So we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance,
Hey.
I suppose. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now can we take a roll call vote?
Commissioner Benson,
Here.
Commissioner Erickson,
Here?
Commissioner Smallwood,
Here.
Commissioner Costello,
Here.
and Chair Tippett and Vice Chair Anderson and Commissioner Snow are all excused tonight.
Awesome. Okay, then we'll move on to the minutes, review and approve minutes for April 14th and April 28th. I have not had a chance to review those. Did anybody else?
I couldn't pull mine up, so
Okay,
at the last minute.
so I guess,
No.
no, okay. Then I would entertain a motion to just postpone those until the next meeting.
Okay, I'd make a motion to table them till next week. And were you going to talk to us about streamlining them or something?
Yes, but we can do that next time
Oh,
when
okay,
we talk about them.
okay.
Oh, I second the motion.
Okay, yeah, all in favor of tabling the minutes for April 14th, April 20th, say aye.
I,
Now
Sorry,
we're looking at Bart.
looking at Bart.
If I would have known masks were optional, I would have been there tonight.
That's okay. Bart, did you say aye on that one?
Aye, yeah.
Perfect. All right, so moving right along then to the public hearings portion of our agenda. First one is agenda item number 2, the text zoning ordinance text amendment modifying development standards in the RC and CI zones. David Burton with Grip 6 is the applicant, and Alex Murphy will be presenting. Oh my goodness. Yes, I forgot. So, okay, so this portion of the item will be, I need to remember, I don't remember any of my words. Let's see. Okay, so the way this will work is the applicant will, or sorry, that staff will make a presentation, and then the applicant will come up and provide any additional information or presentation. Then we will open this up for any public comment, and then we will move on to either discussion up here and a motion. So.
The last thing I would add is our
Oh,
city
yes.
attorney's office will chime in
Oh,
before
yes,
the
our city
motion, but
attorney's
after deliberation.
office. I totally spaced that because I'm a space cadet. So,
And we didn't do that when you were chair,
yeah, we did.
did we?
Yeah.
Well,
Close to the end.
yeah, Garrett will chime in after the deliberation and before the motion.
Perfect. Thank you for doing that.
Okay, so this is a request from Grip 6. Mr. Burton isn't here tonight, but he's sent Mr. Rogers, right? As his representative. So this request comes from Grip 6. It's kind of a follow-up to the rezone request that the Planning Commission saw earlier this year. This, instead of affecting a particular property, would affect all of the regional commercial and clean industrial zones in the city, which I've identified on this map here on the screen. The request has 3 parts. The first would be to allow the manufacturing use in both zones. It's currently a conditionally permitted use in the clean industrial zone and not permitted in regional commercial. The second part would be to remove the assembly use from both zones. That use is conditionally permitted in both zones, but because assembly uses are a subset of manufacturing uses, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to us to keep both listed. If manufacturing is allowed, assembly is also allowed. And we can clean up the use table a little bit by pulling that out. And then the third part is to modernize parking requirements for this manufacturing use in both of these zones. So allowing the manufacturing use, staff supports the request for, because the definition of manufacturing, as you can see here on the screen, is pretty limited. It's not kind of the typical manufacturing use that people might think of at immediate glance. It does only affect those uses that occur entirely within buildings and don't generate these problematic issues outside of that building. So from the outside, you really wouldn't be able to tell a manufacturing use is happening if it meets these definitions, whether it's occurring in a commercial zone or an industrial zone. If it's not meeting this definition, then it's not a manufacturing use and it's therefore prohibited. So if we have a use that comes in that has issues with noise or pollution or vibrations or other things, we can still address those issues through the code enforcement process and the permitted use table and prohibited use lists, rather than trying to fit them under this manufacturing use. I already mentioned assembly. I put the definition up here so you can compare the two. Manufacturing is an establishment primarily engaged in production, fabrication, or processing of goods and materials. Assembly is a business that puts finished parts together to create another product, so they're still doing the same thing. They're processing goods and materials. And so it doesn't, like we said before, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to keep both uses in there. Finally, parking requirements for manufacturing uses are fairly high. It's currently 2.5 stalls per 1,000 square feet, which maybe made sense when you have a lot of people crammed into a manufacturing use, but modern manufacturing processes don't generate that much of a demand for people in the space. They might have either larger buildings with fewer people, like in an automated sort of setup, or just spread out those people a bit more. more than you would see in like a comparable office use, which is roughly what that parking calculation works out to be. So the proposed change here would establish a standard that bases the parking requirement on the number of employees that are in the building on the highest shift. This is a standard we have in other uses in both the clean industrial and form-based code zones, clean industrial and regional commercial zones. And so we feel pretty confident that we can use this to satisfy the parking demands for this type of use without creating issues offsite or outside of it. So it's pretty quick, pretty minor change. Staff supports the request from Group 6 on this one. So we've prepared a few motions for the Planning Commission to consider. The recommended one is to forward a positive recommendation to the council. But if you want to have more time to talk about it or recommend denial for whatever reason, those are here as well. Any questions for me?
I don't have any questions.
Don't either.
Bart, I can't see you, so you'll have to speak up. And you're muted.
No, yeah, no questions. There we go.
All right. Well, then I'll sit down and Mr. Rogers here can chime in with any additional.
Actually, before Mr. Rogers, we'll have the attorney's office.
Oh, he's after.
Did you change that?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved him to the end.
Okay.
You got that part.
Jeez, I get my notes up and get everything working. Okay, please, by all means, come on up. And if you could just state your name.
Yeah,
for the
I am
record.
Kevin Rogers. I'm a partner with Group 6, so Dave Burton is one of my partners.
Perfect.
First of all, it's awesome to see most of you without masks. It's like being introduced to you all over again. I don't think I've seen full faces since the beginning of this process. So it's like meeting a whole new set of people. Also, saying the pledge was cool. It's been a while. We should do that more often. Okay, so this may come across as confusing for some people because obviously many of you have already heard us talk about the zoning thing. So for us to come back with this, just quick explanation there. That's a timing thing that wasn't the plan at all. Everyone should understand that our hope for a text amendment was our initial, we didn't know how feasible that was. And the timing worked out that the zoning request went through first. So just so everyone knows, this was our preferred method. It's kind of a pragmatic approach between the parties involved, both us, the city, and any parties, businesses or residences that might have vested interests on High Tech Drive. The city has been great to work with. We've been thrilled with the solutions. They represent a collaborative effort on our part as well as them. And other than that, like we are 100% in favor of everything on there. It's a very level-headed approach that I think will serve the area well. And yeah, I really don't have anything else to offer. I think Alex did a phenomenal job. So it seems like the right move. The zoning would be too also, but the zoning only solves the problem for us. Like I said in my previous presentation, there are a lot of people along that area that would not be protected by just rezoning our building. So anyway, and on some small level, I feel like I'm here representing all of them. So anyway, yeah, I'm sure if you have any questions for me, you're welcome to, but it seems like everyone pretty much knows the situation pretty well now. So yeah, thank you for the time and for considering it.
Any questions for him?
Thanks for the disc golf.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Okay. All right. Okay, now I will open the public hearing portion of this item. Do I need to say the whole thing again, like normal?
Yeah.
The email thing? Okay.
I wouldn't say every time, but maybe every couple times.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay, this is the portion of the agenda that allows any person to express ideas, concerns, comments, or issues. If you would like to comment on a public hearing item, you will be allotted time during this portion of the meeting. If you do want to send in a comment, please email your comments into Alex Murphy at amurphy@midvale.com. That's AMURPHY@midvale.com. We will not be taking public comment on the Facebook or YouTube feeds. When commenting, please limit your comments to 400 words, which is approximately 3 minutes. Include your first and last name and your city of residence if you'd like, and include the name of the agenda item. City staff will only read into the record the equivalent of 3 minutes, so please be concise with your statements. And have we received anything before?
No comments.
Okay. All right.
In fact, no comments for any of the items tonight
Okay.
so far.
Cool. Then I guess we'll keep it, unless you guys, whenever you guys feel like closing it, I'm fine with closing it. So,
I move that we close the public hearing portion of this.
I second that.
okay, can we get
I
a?
didn't know how long you'd feel comfortable.
Nope,
letting
I'm
it-
good. I'm good. When we don't have comments, that's good. Can we take a roll call to close that out, please?
Make sure that it's actually a roll call. Because now I don't remember all these things.
I know, because we're doing them in person again. And
Do a roll call.
okay, we'll do a roll call now.
Okay. Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Erickson.
Yes.
All right, so that portion has been, that for this item has been closed. Now we'll have Mr. Wilcox speak to this item.
Yeah, so this is a legislative item. This means that you guys are exercising that discretion to take into consideration the zoning text and make sure that this is in the best interest of the city and meets some of the criteria that is laid out by our ordinance for a text amendment. If you find those things, you're welcome to recommend a positive recommendation to the city council to adopt the text amendment. If you have concerns about it, you can table it for further discussion. Or if you feel that this would be a bad direction for the city, you can provide a negative recommendation to the city council.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So now it's just kind of up here for discussion and or emotion. I feel pretty confident about it, so
I
I
just
don't.
felt it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You know, the discussion we had before.
Yeah.
So, I feel comfortable about.
Looks
making
good.
a motion.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, I move that we forward, excuse me. I move that we forward a recommendation to the city council to approve the proposal amendments to the RC and the CI zones as presented.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to forward a positive recommendation to the city council for the proposed text amendment. Kate, if we could get a roll call, please.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Costello.
Yes?
Okay, that passes unanimously. So that'll get forwarded up to the city council. Just continue working with staff to get that scheduled and get going.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for, yeah. I'll reach out to you and let you know for sure.
You bet.
Yeah, thank you. All right, agenda item number 3 of 16, 17. Okay, cool. This is a application for a subdivision at Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1E. Condominium plat for 8342 South Skymere Lane. Preliminary condominium plat for a 10-unit condo in the JB sub area 1-3 zone. The applicant's here. And no applicant that I see. But the applicant is Mark Garza with Holmes Jordan Bluffs LLC, and Alex is here to present.
Okay, I don't want to repeat myself 14 times tonight, so I'm going to give you one presentation for all of the rest of the items that we have. And then we'll have to literally go through the motions. So
Yeah.
we'll do a open public hearing, closed public hearing decision for each one. So we've done 4 of these already, so this is pretty familiar. The rest of the agenda for tonight is going to be to do the remaining condominium plats, preliminary condominium plats for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1 project that Homes is working on Jordan Bluffs. So you can see here I've labeled all of the different phases. We've done so far A through D, which you can see 1, 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D. And so we're just going to run through the rest of them. After tonight, all of the preliminary condo plats will be done with the Planning Commission for the first phase. The second and third phases will come sometime later, either maybe this year, probably next year at this point. They'll have to go to the city council twice as well to get final approval, once for the preliminary plat, once for the final plat. So there still is some time for some input, but they're all basically the same request. There are 2 5-unit buildings and 12 10-unit buildings in this proposal. The 5-unit buildings are the smaller lots. You can see H and now I forget which one of these northern ones. The buildings have all been approved through the site plan process that we did last year for phase 1. The Planning Commission did see the large scale master plan overall, approved it. Staff reviewed the site plan and approved it. So now we've got construction going out there. And this step will help subdivide the buildings into individual units so that they can each be purchased or sold and sold. They've gone through our standard subdivision review process. The city engineer, fire marshal, and public works reviewers have all taken a look at them. They've given some comments to be addressed before final approval, but nothing significant. Those comments are covered by the recommended conditions in the staff report, which I will get through in 1 second. The recommended conditions are to go through the final condo plat process, record the declaration of covenants, conditions, and restrictions that was previously approved for the project, complete utility notices, and then complete a duty to serve letter for sewer service. And then also obviously get approval from the remaining reviewers at every step of the way through the process. So that's all for this one. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot to talk about on it, but I'm happy to answer any questions. And I don't plan on standing up here again, so feel free to ask questions about any of them if you would like, I guess. Or we could just move through it.
Looks like Mr. Garza is here now. So,
Excellent.
I don't really have any questions.
Yeah.
It's pretty, we kind of went through it with the site plan review, so.
Okay, well, there's the recommended motion. I put it up here. I have every image if you want me to put it up on the screen. I wasn't planning on it, but we can scroll through them if you'd like. Here's a generic motion that you can use if you would like. Okay.
Awesome, thank you. All right, Mr. Garza, I invite you to unmute yourself and just state your name for the record and anything else you'd like to add to the presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mark Garza, representing Holmes Homes on the Jordan Heights preliminary plat request. I think Alex did a great job. I just noticed he had a sling in his arm. I know he mentioned it earlier, but I thought he was messing around with me. So sorry to see that, but thank you for your guys' time.
He decided to throw himself off a mountain.
Yeah, it's true, I did. I decided gravity didn't make the decision, I did.
He did. So, any questions for the applicant? All right. Well, then I will go ahead and just open this up for, open the public hearing portion of this item. I'm not going to repeat that full thing. So I'll just go ahead and open it up. Have we received any comment up to this?
No comments.
Okay. Then I leave it up to commissioners to decide how long it's open.
Bart, you can make a motion too if you would like.
Yeah. Yeah, I make a motion to close the public meeting.
Do I need to have it seconded? Okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded to close the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, then, Mr. Wilcox, do you want to speak to this? Do you want to speak to every one of them?
I'm gonna follow Alex's lead on this, so that I don't put you all to sleep. This is an administrative action, so you're just making sure that each one of the subdivisions that has been brought before you meets the requirements of the statute. If it does, you're required to provide your approval. If there are concerns, you can approve with conditions, and if it just flat out doesn't meet any of the requirements, then you can move to denial.
All right, thank you very much for that. So now I'll just bring it up here for discussion and or a motion.
Let's see. So little. I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1E condominium plat with conditions.
I'll second that.
I'll second it.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
let Bart.
Okay. Okay, so I have a motion by Ms. Erickson and a second by Mr. Benson to forward a recommendation of approval for the preliminary condominium plat for 1E. Yes, if I could get a roll call vote, please.
Yes, Commissioner Costello,
Yes,
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson.
Yes.
All right, so that's been approved. I'm gonna save the pleasantries because we're just doing it again. So agenda item number 4 is the exact same thing. This is for recommendation for preliminary plat approval for Phase 1F for the Jordan Heights at View 78, Phase 1, Lot 13. So since staff is going to skip the presentation, I'm not going to make Mr. Garza speak again. I'm just going to go straight to open the public hearing. So we'll do that and then wait for 15 seconds.
There's only 3 of you, so you're gonna make a lot of motions tonight.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, public hearing portion is now closed. We'll bring it back up here for a motion. Look at that.
See, we're on 1F.
Yes.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1F condominium plat with conditions.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to forward a recommendation to the city council to approve the preliminary condominium plat. Kate, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello.
Yes.
Okay, then that passes unanimously. So we will move on to agenda number item 5, which is for 1G of the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1 Lot 14 condominium plat. I will just go ahead and open the public hearing portion of this item. So
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
Second.
okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, now we are up to a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion. I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff reports, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1G condominium plat with conditions.
I second.
Okay.
I second.
Oh. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, can we get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously. So we're on to Phase 1I of the Jordan Heights at View 70. Whoa, just kidding, I scrolled too fast. 1H of the Jordan Heights at View 78, Phase 1, Lot 16. So I will go ahead and open this up for the public hearing portion of this item. She's counting.
I'm counting.
She's giving it a few seconds.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, it's been closed and I'm ready for a motion. We're gonna get through this fast.
I'll make a motion. I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report recommending city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78, 1I, with conditions.
Sorry.
Condominiums with conditions.
It's actually 1H.
1H,
Okay,
1H, phase 1H, condominium with conditions.
I second.
okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, will you take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson.
Yes.
All right, it's passed unanimously, so we will move on to phase 1I. This is I'm going to change the way I'm doing it. This is located at 8359 South Iris Lumi Lane. So I will go ahead and open the public hearing portion of this item. Yeah.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, I will then bring it back up here for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78, Phase 1I condominium plat with conditions.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, can you take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson.
Yes.
Perfect. So that passes unanimously. So we will move on to 1J. This is at 8345 South Iris Lumi Lane. I will go ahead and just open up the public hearing portion of this item.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I second it.
I'll second.
We'll give it to Bart that time.
That's good.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Bart, we didn't catch you.
We didn't catch you, Bart.
Oh, I'm having a hard time hearing
Oh,
some
that's
of the
okay.
stuff.
Sorry.
Make sure to speak into our mics.
Yes, make sure. Is mine really on? I can't hear myself. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Now I've completely lost. Oh, we did the approval, none opposed. Okay, now we're up for a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion. I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78, Phase 1J condominium plat with conditions.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, can we take a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I got in my own head for a minute. Okay, that passes unanimously. So we will move on to phase 1K. This is located at 8344 South Iris Lumi Lane. And I will open this up for public hearing portion.
These minutes are gonna be longer than the meeting.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to close the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, I'll bring it back up here for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at U78 Phase I or 1K condominium plat with conditions.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, can we take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson.
Yes.
Okay, that's been approved unanimously. So we will move on to phase 1L. This is located 8333 South Iris Lumi Lane. And I will go ahead and open up the public hearing portion of this item. Haven't gotten any emails at all. Nothing.
I'm trying to, my computer is gonna die before the end of the meeting at this rate.
At this rate.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to close the public hearing. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Okay, then I will bring this back up for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at U78 Phase 1L condominium plat with conditions.
I second it.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, we will,
Third.
okay, that has been moved and seconded. Kate, will you take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson.
Yes.
Great, so we will move on to agenda item number 11, which is phase 1M, located at 718 West Blue Magic Lane. And I will go right to opening up the public hearing portion of this item.
That's a great address.
I know, I like that address.
Blue Magic. I didn't keep count. I move that we close the public hearing portion.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, then we will bring it back up here for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions.
I move that we,
I'll take it, Bart. You got the next
oh,
one.
all right.
Presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at U78 Phase 1M condominium plat with conditions.
Okay, it's been moved
Seconded.
and seconded. Kate, can we take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Costello.
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously. So we will move on to agenda item number 12, which is phase 1N located at 736 West Blue Magic Lane. And I will I will open up the public hearing portion of this item at this point.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? Okay, then I will bring it up here for a motion.
Okay, I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report recommending city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 1N or Phase 1N condominium with conditions.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, can you take a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously, so we will move on to agenda item number 13, which is Phase 1P, located at 761 West Blue Magic Lane.
I do have something I want to add here.
Oh, okay. And Alex does want to add something to this one. I was on
I'm
such a
sorry.
roll.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to point out 1O was deliberately skipped. Right. So we don't need to worry about that one. It went to 1P deliberately.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I will then now go ahead and open up the public hearing portion of this item.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I'll second it.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Oh, just kidding. Thank you. I'm going too fast now. All right. And now I'll bring it up for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1P condominium plat with conditions.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello.
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously, so we will move on to agenda item 14, which is Phase 1Q located at 788 West Blue Magic Lane. And I will now open the public hearing portion of this item. Mhm.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, I will bring it back up here for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1Q condominium plat with conditions.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, will you take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously, so we will move on to agenda item number 15, which is Phase 1R, located at 754 West Blue Magic Lane. And I will move straight into the public hearing portion of the item.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We didn't catch you, Bart.
Oh, aye.
No worries. Any opposed? Okay, then I will bring it back up here for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in the staff report, recommending the city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1R condominium plat with conditions.
I'll second.
Okay, and so that has been moved and seconded. Kate, will you take a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson.
Yes.
Okay, great. That passes unanimously. And lastly, we have agenda item number 16, which is Phase 1S, located at 776 West Blue Magic Lane. And I will move right into the public hearing portion of this item.
I think Garrett had a comment here.
I'll pass.
I move that we close the public hearing portion.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, and I'll bring it back up here for a motion.
I move that we adopt the findings and conditions of approval presented in staff report recommending city council approve the preliminary condominium plat for the Jordan Heights at View 78 Phase 1S condominium plat with conditions.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Kate, will you take a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Commissioner Erickson,
Yes.
Commissioner Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Costello.
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously. And ta-da, we've gone through 16 items. So
Well, it's 15.
Shush. We've gone through a lot of items.
Thank you, everyone. Apologize for the numerous items on this agenda.
Don't worry about it. That's okay.
We're good.
We're good. So we will move on to staff update.
Number 17.
Alex.
Thank you. That was very well done. I am impressed with how quickly we were able to get through all of those. We are going to have a meeting in June. Right now, it looks like one meeting, maybe a second one if more things come up. But it's going to be several items. I think we have 4 or 5 on the agenda right now, so it probably will be a little bit of one of our longer meetings. Obviously, we're not wearing masks in City Hall anymore. That direction came down from the city manager last week. So if you're vaccinated, you no longer are required to wear masks, although if you feel more comfortable doing so, you're obviously encouraged to continue to do that. For the time being, we're going to continue to take comments electronically and stream the meeting electronically as well. So we'll keep this process going, even if everybody is attending in person. So that's not going to change anytime soon. It might change later in the summer or later in the fall, but for now we're sticking with this process. And that's all I have for tonight. So any questions, burning topics you want to talk about that I can investigate?
I don't think so.
No.
Well,
All right.
then I'd take a motion to adjourn. In a time.
I'll make a motion that we should adjourn at, or that we should adjourn at, let's see, 6:47.
Okay. Any opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Could I ask a question from one of our tech guys? You know me and all my,
Okay. Yeah, we don't have a standard for stacking. Yeah, basically. We just say don't on
okay.
the street.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, I ran into this problem. I don't know if I pressed something that I shouldn't have, because that's always